Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're talking about Taskmaster and how he has a hidden ability that may or may not be intentional, but may actually make him a lot stronger as a support character for both PvE and PvP. So if you don't have tier 2 Taskmaster, what are you doing? But before we reveal this secret ability that I had no idea existed, I just want to shout out to the Netmarble devs. I know that you guys, some of you guys out there are making fun of the rewards and making fun of the amount of rewards, but at the very least, you know, whatever, I've complained about rewards a lot. At the very least, they did realize their mistake or their lack of, you know, putting something out there, and they said a lot of people are going through a tough time because of COVID-19 outbreak all over the world. Marvel Future Fight is here for you. Stay healthy and let's get through this together. And they give everybody a vibranium gift chest and 100,000 gold. And then tomorrow there's going to be another one with another 100,000 gold and a premium hero chest. I'm going to acquire this one. I get some Titan component packs. It may not be enough to some players. I'm not going to really say whether I think it's enough or not enough, but I just think it's nice that they actually, you know, gave us something here and acknowledged the fact that things are pretty much on fire around the world. So you better go collect that. Anyways, Taskmaster, what the hell am I talking about? Well, I'm sure you're all very familiar because you watch all of my YouTube videos. Taskmaster's tier 2 passive, Flawless Strategy, applies 3 really good buffs, actually 4 really good buffs, to any character on your team that has the Weapon Master ability. Now, Taskmaster himself has the Weapon Master ability, which is the double guns, and we've documented on stream and in videos how the Weapon Master or the Flawless Strategy buff does not stack with existing characters that have those existing stats. So for example, Cable is a really good example. Cable gets basically no benefit from Taskmaster besides the ignore dodge, because Cable already has guaranteed crit rate on his passive, and Cable already has skill damage increase and bonus damage increase on his passive. So those things don't stack. Same thing goes for Deadpool and a couple of others. However, someone like Wolverine gets a lot because he only has the guaranteed crit rate. So he gets the guaranteed dodge, or he gets the ignore dodge, and he gets the skill damage, bonus damage. Winter Soldier is probably the best example because Winter Soldier gets all of these buffs. However, Jean Grey is not a weapons master. I know you're shocked and you're as surprised as I am. She runs the game, right? It's Marvel Jean Grey fight. If she's the goddess and the god for every piece of content, then she should also be a weapon master. She's not. But there is one other buff that Taskmaster is giving to the whole team. Do you know what it is? It's not the spookiness of his face. No. It's his absolute dodge passive. And this was brought to my attention by someone. I don't know if it was someone on Twitch chat or someone on Discord, so I really apologize for not remembering your name. I get so many messages and it all just gets filed away in my head and then gets jumbled up because I'm a bit cluttered up there. So yeah, his absolute dodge passive is not amazing, but it's pretty good when you consider the fact that you can give it to anyone. Now again, this may be an unintended consequence. This may be laziness in design, or it might have been bad quality assurance, quality testing. We've seen that a lot recently with things like Wolverine's 5th skill animation disappearing, Magneto's 4th skill animation disappearing, Wolverine not having a tier 3 animation at all for his new uniform. But yeah, and we also saw it last update with Taskmaster where his 5th skill would reset the cooldown if you finish the animation. So it took them almost a month to fix Masterclass Merc. Maybe they need to go back and fix Absolute Dodge, or maybe this is intentional and Taskmaster could be very good for PvP. So basically this reads applies to self, which is why I think it's a bug. But it doesn't apply to self, it applies to all allies. And it's not just when Taskmaster's HP goes below 50%. It's when anyone on your team's HP goes below 50%. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So you can give 40% guaranteed dodge to Jean Grey. If she wasn't cancer enough already, you can give 40% guaranteed dodge to Wolverine. You can give it to Thanos. The combos here are really nice for characters that also have the Weapon Master passive, or the ability. So Wolverine, like I said. Winter Soldier's not that great for PvP, but yeah, Winter Soldier. Deadpool can get 40% guaranteed dodge, which could make him even better at killing Jean Grey. You could give You know what? You can't give 40% guaranteed dodge to Quicksilver because he already has guaranteed dodge. I don't think guaranteed dodge stacks. But yeah, it's pretty damn good. This has very wide application in Marvel Future Fight. So I want to jump into, not squad battle, god dang it. I want to jump into World Boss to show you firsthand what this looks like in PvE, so that then we can show you what it looks like in PvP, because it's even cooler in PvP. So I'm going to show you first with a character that does take advantage of Taskmaster's passive, the regular passive for the Weapon Master. So Wolverine gets the full benefit from Taskmaster's regular tier 2 passive. So Wolverine has the regular synergy with Taskmaster that you expect, that the devs definitely did intentionally. But what happens when Wolverine loses HP? Well, he's gonna obviously recover HP. He has regeneration, but check this out. So we can see here when we switch to Wolverine that he's got the skill damage bonus damage that is from Taskmaster, and then he's got, where is it? Okay, it doesn't show up there, but he's got the skill damage bonus damage. The guaranteed crit and the ignore dodge don't show up. But now watch the buffs in the top left corner. Once I drop below 50%, watch the buffs. You're gonna see a yellow buff with a person dodging on it. And that is the, well, as soon as I take enough damage from Squirrely Girl over here. You don't kill me. Do damage, but don't kill me. There it is. There it is. Absolute dodge. Guaranteed dodge by 40% for 10 seconds. Now, it's tough to tell. I mean, the buff is active. It's tough to tell whether the buff is actually active or whether it is just a visual bug, but it's not actually applying the 40% guaranteed dodge. My Wolverine with this particular build has 75% dodge because of CTP of Rage. And, you know, the world bosses don't have ignore dodge. But yeah, this 100% is at least showing up visually in the battle. Now, what if Taskmaster dies? Will his passive still apply, you ask? And again, this goes for PvE and PvP. Let's take a look. We could even do this with Nick Fury. Now I'll show you a character that doesn't. I don't think Nick Fury. Maybe Nick Fury has the Weapon Master passive. I'm not sure. But there you go. He pops the absolute dodge buff again, just like Wolverine had it, even if Taskmaster is dead. And just one more time, just for the sake of clarity here, if we drop down below 50%, we will also trigger the buff. And it doesn't matter if Taskmaster is dead or alive. This is pretty huge, I gotta say. This is nice. And hang on, let me just check Nick Fury. I'm 100% sure that this works even with characters that don't have Weapon Master. So I don't want to go back into World Boss and test it again because I think it's a bit pointless. But unfortunately, I do think that Nick Fury does have Weapon Master. He does. But you can use Taskmaster with anyone in World Boss. So even if you're a new account, if you haven't been playing for very long and you don't have, like, you know, Colossus, Phoenix 5, or if you're playing against the mutant world bosses and you don't have any use for the regular support characters, like, you know, Shuri is useless against the hero world bosses, the Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Cable combo. You know, Valkyrie is useless, White Fox is useless, mostly useless. You can use Taskmaster to give yourself that 40% guaranteed dodge when you go below 50%. That will keep you alive a lot longer, even as a new player. And the nice thing about Taskmaster, unlike the recent update, is he's 100% free to play. You can easily grind up his bios with Shadowland selectors and get him to tier 2 in just a couple of short weeks. If not sooner, if you have more Shadowland selectors from different places. Actually, it wouldn't take a few short weeks if you start from 0 stars to get to tier 2. It'll take like a month and a half. But anyways, I digress. Now let's go into the even spicier place in the game where this somehow works. Yes, this works in frickin' PvP. So you can give Jean Grey, if she wasn't busted enough already, 50% damage reduction from everybody, heroes and villains. And if you just manage to get me below 50%, now I've got 40% guaranteed dodge. Do you know who else has 40% guaranteed dodge and is really hard to hit? That's right, Quicksilver. That's a pain in the ass. So we may see a resurgence. If this actually works, what is this team? We may see a resurgence of Jean Greys with regen. Because the only thing tankier than a Jean Grey with regen is a Jean Grey with regen and 40% guaranteed dodge. This is insane. So again, look in the top left-hand corner. Look for that yellow symbol with the person dodging. That is the symbol of Taskmaster's buff. Now you can see I don't get any of Taskmaster's other buffs. She has her own skill damage bonus damage 50-50 because, of course, she's Jean Grey. They had to give her the best possible buffs. I'm just going to sit here and take this damage because I want to show you that the Taskmaster buff does apply. Here we go. We're going to drop below 50% here. There it is. There it is. And you can see I'm dodging a ton of attacks. So I think it actually does work. So that skill that guard breaks me, it was guard breaking me, and then as soon as the absolute dodge pops up, look, I start to see the dodge button a lot more, and that can actually save you from getting trapped in Jean Grey's 5th skill, and that can actually make it easier to pop out of that and make a comeback and maybe kill that Jean Grey with your own Jean Grey or possibly with somebody else. So I want to really do some hardcore testing with this on the stream and see if I can possibly make this work with Nimrod. I actually want to try it once right now with Nimrod. This 100% works. It also works. I really hope this is not a bug, because it'll make... If this is not a bug, this is great, because it'll make Taskmaster even more useful here. He's pretty useful now. Don't get me wrong. He's a decent character. He's got all defense down on his striker ability, and he's got the passive buff. But if he gets this buff, that would be even better. But something tells me that it's obviously not intentional, because they wrote applies to self, not applies to all allies. Perhaps with his uniform for the Black Widow movie, it's going to apply to all allies, and they just jumped the gun or jumped the shark. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if the Netmarble dev staff team is affected by COVID-19 as well. I mean, it did hit South Korea pretty hard when it was going through and leaving the epicenter of China a few months back. South Korea has recovered dramatically compared to the rest of the world, which is fantastic. I want everyone to recover, a lot, but they definitely, wow, I just murdered her way too fast. They definitely recovered a lot faster than some other countries did for various reasons. But anyways, even with that fast recovery, I do imagine that they, have had their work interrupted, impacted by, by the illness, by the disease. Dang. So where is it? I don't see it. Am I not below 50%? So healing kind of goes against what I'm trying to do here. Let me go below 50% to see if this pops up. You can't take me below 50%, eh, buddy? So now I got my regen. So the regen is also making it harder to pop this 50%. There it is. Yep, there it is. I see it. I see it. Wow. So this is really good with a regen, especially. It's really good with a regen because the regen... I don't want you to get your tier 3, buddy. It's really good with the CTP of regen or a CTP of authority that triggers at 40% HP, because at 50% HP you'll get the you get the guaranteed dodge, and then if they somehow manage to do damage to you and bring you down even more, then your CTP will trigger, and then that will, give you even more defense, give you invincibility, give you a second of respite here. Let's see if we can pop the... We keep getting the 5 interrupted. Screw you, Deadpool. Not that you're doing any damage to me. Deadpool's doing damage to me in the hundreds. That's nice. I like to see that. He is going to tier 3 me soon, but Deadpool's damage is so pathetic. This was not meant to be a Nimrod video. Don't get me wrong here. Deadpool, eat me, dude. Oh my god. I think you need to interrupt during his 5. I think Nimrod really matters when you use your 5. So we're actually gonna let him tier 3. It's gonna do like 0 damage. Yep. Let him use his 5, and then you do your 5. Yep. See? Works every time. So big hidden buff. Huge hidden buff in Taskmaster. Is Taskmaster as good as Colossus for PvP, especially if you're going to use someone like Wolverine? Now, unfortunately, you can't use... I don't think there's any character that has the Weapon Master ability and has the debuff leadership. So, unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe Angel? I don't think Angel is a Weapon Master, though. I would be shocked if he had the Weapon Master ability. No, I don't think there's anyone that has it that also has the debuff leadership, but... You could, like, this team would actually be a huge headache, because you got the healing, you got the damage reduction, you've got the 40% guaranteed dodge. Obviously, you can just murk them with Jean Grey, but if you don't have Jean Grey and Thanos is banned, I don't know if you can kill this team with anyone else. It's going to be very hard. You're going to have to get really lucky with Silver Surfer or something else, because 40% guaranteed dodge on a character that heals this much and has damage reduction is pretty wild. So maybe you guys can test it out and let me know what happens. I would definitely slap a regen on him in that case. But hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Taskmaster and this bug. if you were the person that reached out to me on Twitter, Twitch, or Discord, especially Discord, because there will be proof of you reaching out to me. Reach out to me again so I can thank you properly in a video, put your name up there, give you a shout out, maybe link your socials or something, because this definitely was not something that I found. I was told, not my own discovery. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of old Taskmaster Tony Masters, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.